And when you get back into the reality of things, if the Bulls make a significant move, and by that I mean a pretty big move, it seems like the key to that may actually be moving one of Trey Jones or Jalen Smith. Another thing that a lot of Bulls fans don't necessarily want to see, right? But those are the players because of the years left on their contracts, because of the fact that the contracts are only $8 and a little over $9 million. That those are the contracts that teams around the NBA are looking at and saying, hey, that can do a lot for us because in the now and in the future, because it provides us cap flexibility because it's not a huge contract. And in the case of Trey Jones, in the second year he has 2 years remaining. In that second year, it's a team option. So if you do need to move off something for flexibility or move him, you can basically opt out of the contract if you decide to do so. And Vooch is not going anywhere. I think at this point, we've heard so much to say that Nikola Vucevic has next to no trade value at all in the market, which isn't a surprise either. But that's probably not going to, he's not going to be moved. At the end of the day, his contract's probably going to expire, and hopefully the Bulls do not bring him back because, like I said, even if they bring him back and extend him for a team-friendly contract to be a backup, the only way that I can see Bulls fans not rioting if that happens is if we either trade for or sign, so Walker Kessler, Nick Claxton, something like that, and we make Nikola Vucevic their backup after that guy's already signed and gotten, or if we draft a center in this draft that clearly we're like, all right, bet that's going to be the starting center by this time next season, right? And that's by the time we draft him, so not necessarily in their rookie year. That's the only way I think you can get Bulls fans to be like, all right, well, we're keeping Vooch. I don't like it, but hey, he's back on a 2-year deal. But I'm not going to take that off the table either. Not what I want to hear for the Bulls, but I'm not going to take that off the table looking at what Arturas Karnisovas has and has not done. So we go into an offseason, and I know many people are going to say, well, you're just going to let the expirings expire? Yeah, you can do that because it still provides you flexibility to where you can absorb other contracts. You can sign players. You can absorb players in trades, create a trade exception for that team, and do those type of things. The Bulls also do have a trade exception so they can absorb salary that way that doesn't expire into July, so they have some time during the offseason to use those trade exceptions as well. So the Bulls got a couple of things at their disposal that even if they're not used at this trade deadline, there's still future assets the Bulls can use later on down the road. It's just Bulls fans want it. And like I've said before, it's very difficult to ask Bulls fans to be patient for you to do something if you're not showing something. So either the Bulls have to win on the court now, right? They have to win more on the court to kind of quiet that noise down a little bit, or they have to do something that is a calculated move. Now, is Yves Missi still a possibility? He had a huge game a couple of nights ago, which, I'd love to see for Yves Missi because I do think he has tons of potential. I'm just not ready yet to say he's a center of the future quite yet.